Welcome to the Love to Grow podcast, where leaders grow their leadership. This is episode 2. Y'all in for a good one today. I'll be honest with y'all. I really feel like I cooked on this one. But on a serious note, this will truly bless you. If you lock in, if you strap yourself in, immerse yourself in the conversation, what's being said, grab your pencil, grab your pen, take some notes, and I'll come on the other side and follow up with y'all. I am going to share something that's going to completely change your perspective forever. Last week, I talked about why most people fail in life, and some of you have really got an understanding that it comes because we have the wrong perspective in life. But today, I'm going to give you something that you're going to be able to use for the rest of your life. You're going to be able to use it in such a way when you go through hard times. You're going to use it when you have those times when you fail, because you're going to become resilient. You're going to be able to persist through the most challenging and most difficult circumstances. This perspective, if you hold on to it, will revolutionize everything there is about you. Are you ready for it? Last week I talked about these 3 things you have to have the right perspective. 3 questions that you have to answer to have the right perspective. Those 3 questions were, you have to know who you are. You have to know whose you are. And you have to know what you can do. And today, we're going to dive into those 3 things. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Now, I'm a man who doesn't like to waste a lot of time, but I need to go back because last week I talked about my life. I talked a little bit about why I struggled in my life, but I want y'all to understand, I didn't always struggle. There were times where I felt like I could get things done. I excelled in basketball. I did very well in that. I excelled in some other areas of my life. But as a whole, I really didn't have the perspective needed to get to the highest level of my life. But now, all that's changed because I realized the answers to those 3 questions. And I'm going to give it to you right now. So let's get into it. So who are we? Truthfully, we're carefully crafted spiritual beings, crafted by an ultimate being. And if we're crafted by an ultimate being, that means in our essence, we are also creators. And when we are doing things and creating, we're doing things at our very essence, who we're supposed to be. We're the happiest when we're creating things. Think about it. Think about the last time you created something. It could be dinner. You came up with an idea, it was starting in your mind, and you was like, I think I want to have this recipe. I want to have this dinner, and you start kind of thinking about what could be good going together. Those that can cook. And you see it. You see the dinner physically on the plate. You see yourself in the kitchen making it. None of this stuff has actually happened, but you're doing it. So what do? If you don't have the ingredients, you go to the grocery store, you get it. Make sure you have the right seasonings, you prepare for it, plan and prepare. Once you get everything you need, you come back, you put it together. A few hours later, the whole family's eating physically. An experience that started off in your mind. But in your essence, we're supposed to create, because we are in essence spiritual beings, carefully crafted by an ultimate being. So that's who we are. We may be a lot of things, but in essence, that's who we are. And the second thing, which I believe is the most important, whose we are. Whose we are. So who do we belong to? We belong to the ultimate being, the creator of all things. I don't know where your faith is, but I know what mine is. My faith tells me that the creator is loving, that's deeply concerned with community, that wants fellowship, and he intentionally created you for something specific to do. The creator is a lot of things. The creator has a lot of ways to be described. And honestly, if I talked about who he is in its entirety, I don't have any enough drive space on my hard drive to fill it. But if you want to know who you are, you have to know who he is. But you belong to him. We belong to him. We're made in his image. we made in his likeness. That is essentially why, in essence, that is why when we create, we have the most peace. That is why we have the most sense of fulfillment when we create, because we're doing things in essence of what we're supposed to be doing. And I would go as far as to say a lot of what we see in the world is wrong. A lot of what we see in the world of people giving up hope is because they don't have the connectivity. They're missing the whole idea that they're supposed to be creating, because they're made in the image of the ultimate being, the creator himself. Which leads to the third question. What can you do? Earlier, I talked about how, in essence, we have the ability to have something in our mind, and it would end up being in the physical sense. The same way that we can have things in our mind, which is invisible, that can lead into something physical. You were in the mind of the creator. And I'm going to say something right now that's going to forever shift your perspective. And I hope I've been shifting your perspective with this whole talk. But this truth, if you grab it, you will never be the same. What can you do? Anything that was in the mind of the creator that he saw you do, that means it's already done. That means if it happened in his mind, it's in the invisible, but it will happen in time, in the physical, if you commit to working on yourself every day, physically, mentally, spiritually, even financially. See, here's the thing. The perspective shift that we have to have that guarantees success is it's already done. It's in the mind of the creator. And guess what? So were you. You were in the mind of the creator. And then one day, he said, let's make you. Your birthday is the day you were made. Technically, no, but that's the day you cracked the earth. You got physically here. He already saw that you were going to be here. But he also saw that you're supposed to be doing something. And here's the cool thing. When we do the very thing that we're supposed to do, we actually bring the ultimate being the greatest glory he can get. Because what we bring into this world is something the world can benefit from. You have a seed in you right now that needs to be cultivated, that one day needs to turn into a fruit that will bless those that's connected to you directly and indirectly. You have to understand that. You have to know that. You have to work extremely hard to see that come into fruition. Who are you? Whose are you? And what you can do. You can do so much, but you got to do it one day at a time. You got to work on yourself today. That is why it's so important not to get complacent with just having some things at your disposal. That's why it's so important that you don't get complacent with just sitting around and just consuming. In our essence, we don't supposed to just be consumers. We're supposed to be creators, producers. The question is, can you shift your perspective to truly believe that you're made and created and fashioned by an ultimate being, that you belong to him, and everything that you're going to do in this life will happen because it already happened in his mind. It's just going to have to happen in time. It's totally up to you, but you have to shift your perspective. And it's that perspective, that very perspective that's going to separate you. It's going to be that very perspective that's going to get you up when you get knocked down. That's going to be that very perspective that you got to hold on to when life gets hard, because guess what? Life is hard. The question is, do you truly believe it? And if you truly believe it, will you work on yourself every day to what you see in his mind, what's in the invisible? Can you work on it long enough that it starts to become physical? I hope this has blessed y'all. I got more for you, but for now, we'll stop here. I can't wait to share more. But thank y'all for your time. Y'all be blessed. Man, that was powerful. It truly is those three questions you have to answer that can truly change your life. Understand who you are, understand whose you are, and understand what you can do. But if you can shift that perspective, I guarantee you you would never be the same. I hope it blessed you, and if it did, share it with someone else that you think it'll bless. Follow me on all platforms, Joshua Clowney. If you really want to deepen your leadership, get connected to our Patreon community. You can subscribe for free or join any of the paid tiers. But thank y'all for your time. Look forward to dropping something else next Tuesday. Let's take this journey together as we grow into our leadership. Because I know if you're listening, you love to grow. Y'all be blessed.